Barbershop Conversations. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. 9 wives, you guys see it below. Thank you guys in advance. I truly appreciate y'all. Okay, all right. The hot button is Devin Haney and you know, and the WBC, and everyone's gonna say WBC is racist. WBC is this. WBC is that. Well, apply it to your life. How's it going at your job? At your college? Um, where you play at? Where you have you taken the initiative and created your own, or are you just complicit? And that's the problem we have as a whole. And this ain't no black issue. This is the elite versus the non-elite. It's not a black issue. It's not a Mexican issue. It's inferiority complex. It's a I'm afraid to bet on myself complex. It's I'm comfortable working for someone else. I'm comfortable not exceeding my own expectations. I'm comfortable accepting their validations. I'm comfortable understanding that my reward for obeying them is a little bit more money, is 2 more days off, or whatever the case may be. When are we going to stop boycotting and protesting just to sit at the back of the bus? When? There's no such thing as equality. It's only equity. I realized that a long time ago, and it took time to get to this space. I'm finally here. And I can sit here with no fear as it pertains to, you out of here? I'm doing a video. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh, have fun. Safe travels. All right. Peace. And so I think that it's time for us to man up. We talk all this revolutionary stuff. We talk all this independent stuff, but now you got to do when it's going to cost you. I don't care what your fighter's name is. You could be uh, Mr. Vasquez. You can be Devin Haney. You can be Earl Spence. You can be Gary Russell. You could be Mikey Garcia. You can be Josh Taylor. You could be whoever else it can be. Who's going to set the tone? I don't want to hear no more. WBC is racist. Okay. I don't want to hear no more. The system is rigged against us. We know that. Now, if it's unjust, but if you know the situations and you sign the contract and you agree to terms, you can't come. You can't come to the barbershop and say, "Oh man, they treat me unfairly." You signed the contract. You can't complain about Bob Arum businesses practices in 2021. You can't complain about Al Heyman businesses practices in 2021. You can't. So when we get tired of sitting at the back of the bus, that's when we plant the seeds in the ground so we can bear fruit years on down the line. It's a dream of mine to be undisputed. It's a dream of mine. How many undisputed champions do you know that are worth $10 million? How many? The biggest fight in the history of combat sports, a belt wasn't on the line. You know that? Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Or is that the second? The first one is Floyd Mayweather. That belt, a belt wasn't on the line. I think they forged a WBO belt in there, and Floyd didn't even pay it. So it wasn't a belt. It may have been a commencement belt by the WBC, but Outside of that, no. So the two biggest fights that did collectively 9 million pay-per-view buys, which is insane, had no belts on the line. WBO before it didn't pay the sanction fee. So, and when you think about it, it wasn't on the line. So I sit here as the freest man in boxing, telling you how to be free. I know the zeros are different in the sacrifice that I made, but not the relationships. Every athlete that is under the thumb of these sanctioning bodies, fans are looking at you side eye. Even though what's going on in their life may not be as fruitful as yours or as successful or as money as yours. I understand that. So you always have that. Who was these are $1 million problems? I got $100, but the value of your masculinity and your manhood is the same. So I urge everyone that can hear my voice, you got to make a decision. You can't be complicit and complain, right? You can't sign a contract to get a check and complain. Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford is probably the biggest fight in boxing. Maybe David Benavidez Canelo, based off the pay-per-view buys. I think those two are the biggest fights in boxing. And they still want to deal with the networks. I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't make sense to me. Because if your uncle come ask you for $100, you're gonna say no. But if Al Heyman say sign here, give me 10%. Sure, why not? And you could do the same thing he do. Right? TGB Promotions, how many employees they got? 10? 10? We talking about employees, right? We talking about getting stuff done. I understand sacrifice. I know what it's like to sleep in your car. I know what it's like to look at $1 million deals and say, no, I'm betting on myself. I understand that. I get it. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet by March or April, I'll post it. I'm going to get another job offer from ESPN. They don't stop. They always want me to come interview. You know what I mean? Because I'm overqualified. You know, so I got a little agent. You know what I mean? And I just keep him in play because you never know. And um, uh, they always reaching out. You know, so and I never go on the interviews. Never. So um, we're not independent. There's no such thing as a fighter who signed that's free. There's no such thing. Impossible. Okay? We got to understand that. And it's time for us to stand up. You know, we're satisfied with LeBron James tweeting and us marching. We're satisfied with that. We were satisfied with buying those Nike shirts that says Black Lives Matter. I repeat, we thought progress was buying those Nike shirts that says Black Lives Matter. We reposted Colin Kaepernick signing with Disney. I said we reposted Colin Kaepernick signing with Disney, but we get mad at Bob Arum for doing the deal with ESPN. Doesn't Disney own ESPN? But we celebrate Colin Kaepernick's deal, but get mad at Bob Arum. It's the same thing, giving a Negro a few dollars to control him. Same difference. They just worded it a little bit different. Two things got to happen. We got to start protecting the people that make the sacrifice financially, physically, and then we got to ultimately separate ourselves and make that sacrifice. It's simple. Simple decision, tough in practice. So that's where I stand on the situation. When you gonna get tired of sitting at the back of the bus? When you gonna get tired of being the Negro every time they walk up to you? You an athlete? Who you play for? Uh, how many chains can you own? How many watches can you own? How many cars can you drive? It's the reality of it. I know I'm 44 and I'm looking backwards, so it's easy for me to say. I understand it, and I wish I can get through to a few that will listen to me. It's nothing like having a peace of mind. It's nothing like ultimately being free. It's nothing like it. I don't get up in the morning and chase, 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 chase. I pursue now. There's a difference. When you pursue, that means you're going to take the correct angle. Like football, like police chase, you're going to pursue. I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not chasing a credential. They bamboozled you and fooled you that credential defined me. I'm bigger than a credential. I'm bigger than anything one human can give me. I'm bigger than it. There's nothing a human can give me that I can't give myself. How about you say that in the mirror 15 times a day? There's nothing a human can give me that I can give myself. Right? You want to be on ESPN? No big deal. Go create your own platform. That's your own ESPN. Name it something else. I understood that in my late 20s, early 30s. I got it. I got laid off at 27, and I understood it. Right, that the moment I got laid off is the moment I understood it. Yeah. So, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. WBC is not racist. WBC is running a business. When are we gonna run our own business instead of selling our talents for 10 cents on the dollar? I know I'm right. I know I'm right. And in 10 years, in 15 years, I'm still have this platform. And how Lincoln and Kennedy comes up is going to see whether it was a failure or a success. Simply put. But I guarantee you, no man will ever talk to my child like that. No man will ever demote my child like that, like Devin Haney. It will never happen. Never happen. I will graciously give him back what he desires. Here, take it. It won't happen. Can't happen. Sorry. And that's just simply what I believe. I didn't cry and pout. Oh, give me my credential. Oh, I can't. Don't cry. I find a way. And that's why y'all come and listen to Barbershop Conversations, because Fred is going to find a way. Fred is going to pay and bet on himself. Pay for and or bet on himself. It's really that simple. If you're going to sit here and complain, if the YouTube channels are complaining about the WBC, they're not free. You ain't free. Because we asking for someone with privilege to give up power. Like black people who retweet white people, they racist. You think a white person gonna give up their advantage so you can win the game of life? Defeat y'all. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Whether WBC is racist or not, or what you believe, they're not changing. Will you? you change? I'm gone. 9 Wise below. I holla. Peace.